everyone, thank you so much for being here. It is springtime and we are focusing on a really lightweight look today. I feel like I've done a lot of full coverage lately on my channel, and here every single product that I use, I really stopped and thought, is it going to be very lightweight on the skin? So, and everything turns out to be drugstore as well, which is exciting. I've compiled my full face here and we're gonna do it today. By the way, I feel like these serums I've been using from The Ordinary every morning have been good for my skin. Like, I just feel like my whole skin tone seems a little bit brightened, maybe more even, just without makeup on at all. But I'm going to begin with a primer that I think is really thin, but it has a great ability to add moisture and improve the staying power of your look. It's from Hard Candy, and it's the Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer with the 12-hour makeup grip. I've talked about this one a lot in comparison to the e.l.f. and the Milk primers. It has that greenish tint, but this one I feel goes on much thinner, lighter, and doesn't feel quite as sticky, but I still think it has all of the staying power advantages of those other products. So I just get it on all over, and yeah, I get a little extra hydration out of this. And something about its ability to slip and slide across the skin just makes it feel quite a bit lighter than those other primers do. So if you're in the market for something like that, Hard Candy, check it out. Big advocate for Hard Candy these days. And then for my overall foundation product, I thought I'd go to the Relove Super Serum. I really like this product. It's a hyaluronic acid foundation. I wear it in the shade F4, and this is part of that new line that's in Walmart now. Everything I believe is $5 or less. I've done a video diving in a little bit deeper and trying a lot more things. If you're interested in that, you may have missed it. But I really like this foundation. I think it looks radiant on the skin. It is very, very thin. Coverage-wise, we're talking kind of a medium coverage with it. And I think I have compared this to the L'Oreal Hyaluronic Tinted Serum, which is slightly less glowy and I think probably has the best staying power for me. But if I do make sure to set this, it ends up wearing pretty well on me too. So we're gonna use that today. We do have a dropper, and the dropper does work, so that's nice. Gonna get some of this on all over, and then I'm gonna blend it in today with my e.l.f. Duo Complexion brush. And I'm kind of gonna do like the type of thing I'll do with concealer, where I dab over those spots. And I'm not really truly blending, but I'm just like spreading out where those few dots were applied to the skin. And then I can go in and blend and feel like, okay, it's all hitting a broader surface area. Look at that glow. Like, see what I'm talking about? It's a little more radiant than L'Oreal, but L'Oreal might have it beat on staying power. But still, depending on skin type, I think this could really be good for a lot of people who have normal to dry skin. Blends in with ease. Again, super thin formula, but the radiance, it's so nice. It's one of those foundations that you put on and you immediately think, wow, my skin looks better with this on. And I don't feel that way about every single thing, but this shade seems so on point, and just the formula of the foundation, I really love it. Like, I keep by default going over it thinking there's got to be more to blend here, but no, we just took care of it really quickly because it's just so easy to work with. When I thought about thin, lightweight concealers, the first thing that came to mind was the the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum, and I wear this in the shade Light. Really high quality concealer product from the drugstore. The consistency is going to be so thin. It really spreads over a wide area. I feel like a little dot goes a long way, and it still has really good coverage, even though it is so thin. So I'm just gonna pump out a small bit here, just a little bit, and I think this is gonna take us actually very far across the skin. It's gonna go to the under eye. That one little pump is going to go around the sides of the nose, any little blemishes. There we go. And again, we do the spread and then the blend. So I'm using that small side of my brush, just working it out, not for the purpose of blending, but just for causing the product to just blanket more of a surface area. And then I love dabbing in with the other end. And look how nice and even. What a great partner to the Relove Super Serum. Wow. Those two are just laying on the skin looking like nothing, just looking like really hydrated skin. Oh, I love it. But still, you know, even though I'm feeling hydrated, I feel like it's light on my skin. Everything I've put on has been incredibly thin, and that makes the blending go so quick. quickly. When I was looking in my drawer thinking about a thin, really light powder, really the most recent one I picked up came to mind, and it's the Hard Candy Chilling Wonder Sheer Envy Loose Powder. And the chilling claim, we talked about this before. I don't think it's doing any kind of a cooling sensation on me. Maybe you all have experienced that. I don't know, maybe the formula was a little different when it first came out. I don't know, but I'm not feeling any chill. However, they did create a powder that is so finely milled. I mean, it just pours out of the holes. It is light, light, light. And we're gonna work that in today. Like, it just kind of shifts, just flows across the cap there. See that? But I'm gonna use that with my little hot pink powder puff and use it to set the under eye. I really do think we will benefit from some setting powder because while things have been thin and light, we do also have that hydration and moisture on the skin. How cool is it that all this stuff was drugstore? I wasn't even really trying. I was just going through and making my picks, and by the time I got to blush, I was like, hey, all this stuff is drugstore. And I'm hitting the T-zone as well. Wherever you think, gosh, I'm gonna benefit from some setting powder, use it. It's thin, it's light. Another good option could be your Rimmel Stay Matte pressed powder, if you like a pressed option. That's a very firmly pressed powder, but it does its job. It's definitely mattifying, but it's hard to pick up too much with your brush, so I like that. So we're just kind of pressing on in. Look at that. Loving, living, yes. Another benefit to this product is it has a little slider that goes over your sifter and you don't get too much of a mess going on there. Now, I'm still feeling kind of juicy all over the skin, and I thought I would at this stage of the game, so I pulled out a powder bronzer to use because, you know, it's lightweight, right? I'm thinking about the Hard Candy Instant Summer Bronzer. I love this for a powder bronzer. It says mango and cocoa butter infused, and I have the shade Tan. Love this tone. Really good bronzer option. Also love the Rimmel Natural bronzers if you're thinking of a drugstore bronzer thing. The pigment in this one maybe is a little bit stronger than those, but really good product. So I'm just going to go in gently with my BK Beauty 107 and find some kind of surface area to sit my pan down on. I feel like this is going to do the work of bronzer and powder. You know, it's going to give us kind of a set thing happening here. It's going to do some setting maybe on parts of the face where we don't really have powder yet. That's what I'm trying to say. Such a nice bronzer. I have heard from a lot of you who have branched out and gotten some hard candy lately. And I'm so glad you're enjoying like the liquid blushes, the shadow sticks. I've just heard a lot of good feedback. A little soft contour, but also letting it rise up somewhat to give us that actual bronzed effect. Down the neck. Yep, this was another video idea that came to mind while I sat in dance class, my children's dance class. All right, digging that. And now I do feel like more of the face is set because, you know, this was powder. And then for blush, I thought let's do a cream slash liquid, something that's going to be light and thin on the skin. So my mind went to the Face Off blush from Hard Candy, and these are just a beautiful formula in some lovely colors. This shade called Born Yesterday is so unique. I remember when I was thinking about dupes, I really didn't have any high-end thing that compared to this beautiful cool pink tone that really is like kind of a baby cheek type thing, but there's a sheen in it. There's a little bit of shimmer. So just, you know, a couple swipes right in here. It's not anything fussy where you have to blend immediately because it's going to set and lock onto the skin. No, you have a moment. I'm getting out my Sephora 56 and just dabbing around. And the sheen isn't like off the wall, but it does, you know, come with a little glow. It's gorgeous. Look at that. Baby cheeks. Okay, just dabbing in. I'm not really doing a hard swipe across the skin because we're not wanting to disrupt all the products that were already placed on there, but a gentle pressing is going to be your friend. Somebody asked me what's an affordable alternative to the Sephora 56 brush, and I would really say you can use this brush from e.l.f. in so many ways. So like if you just slightly pinch the top, you're having that dense softness that the 56 gives you. So that's one thought. I would also think about possibly a Real Techniques Expert face brush very similar, really. You could do a lot of the same work with that type of brush. Those would be a couple of my best suggestions I could give. And you put this on, and another reason why I chose this blush is because it kind of feels like you've done a little bit of highlighting perhaps as well, and then that keeps the look really lightweight. We're not adding in yet another product. I might do a dab more of this over on the right cheek. We're all about symmetry here, right? And the wand applicator, like, thank you so much, Hard Candy. We don't need another goopy tipped, going out of a little puffy tip product just to make it seem like Charlotte Tilbury. We get it. Lovely, glowy, build it up as much or as little as you want. Okay, I didn't think about a lightweight brow product. I'm not sure how much that matters. Let's say we go with a skinny pencil that's not gonna, you know, deposit too much on, right? Not that I think it really matters to have a lot of weight in your brows, but this is the Brow Stylist Definer from L'Oreal. The shade is Dark Brunette that I wear. Really skinny pencil, very comparable to Brow Wiz, one of many drugstore options that is a potential, you know, Brow Wiz dupe. Every brand's got one, and I'm just filling it in. Belle had her spring sing last night. It was so good. The theme was like at the movies, so every song came from a movie, and they just did a great job. I remember doing concerts when I was a kid, and we just really stood there and sang. Now they're doing choreography and movements, and it's so fun to watch, but no doubt a lot of work goes into doing that, teaching that. Even though it's a thin pencil, I'm able to fill in pretty fast and then just brush through with the spoolie end. My coffee. I'd been drinking Folgers K-Cups every single day. And I got to the end of that and I need to get some more, but my next thing in my little holder were a few leftover pods of the McCafe. It just has a different taste. It's funny, if you drink consistently one kind of coffee over and over, like, I never thought I'd be that way, but I really taste the difference. The McCafe is somehow maybe a little sweeter, or has a little aftertaste. I don't know. Always thought it was fine. Some of my favorites that I've used in the Keurig have been the Starbucks pods. The fall blend was always really good. I'm gonna order, I think, some of the spring blend. The gingerbread was really good too. I had a leftover one of those recently. I was like, man, that was nice. And then, nice and light on top of that, I do feel like if you care about thickness in the brows, the tinted gels are always a little thicker. You know, they're carrying a bit more richness of product, and it's tinted, and you just feel the weight of that a little bit more. A clear gel like NYX Control Freak is going to go on light. You'll never be overgooped by this stuff. The way it comes out of the tube, the brush always gets the perfect amount of gel on it, and then you just take it through. You're thinking, I didn't know I needed to care about how lightweight my brow gel was, but just letting you know. Moving on to eyes, I've got a certain product that I want to put on for you today. It's a new thing from Wet n Wild. It's called Shadow Silk. It's a really thin and light cream shadow, and I'm going to use that with my LA Colors Dollar Tree duo, which I didn't have a chance to use in that last Dollar Tree video. And of course, we need to set it up with Milani eyeshadow primer. Do not skip this step, even if you're thinking, I want to keep it light. This is just going to help you. Okie dokie, primer is on. I'm gonna go to this duo in brown. They had the purple one, the pink one. Those two both got used in a past video. We're gonna now use the brown. This one actually seemed to have the strongest pigment and just kind of the best balance of shades. And look at that. Get a little brown crease going here. This is just going to be a little two shadow thing, really. I think I'm going to put some of this on my outer lid as well, and then spotlight most of the lid with that Wet n Wild Shadow Silk. No complaints on the blending of this. Just get the product right in your crease first. This shade does have some depth, so you want your darkest, most concentrated amount of shadow to go in the crease, and then it's just going to rise out as you blend back and forth. And this is my Profusion crease brush. I linked to all brushes, everything I use down below in the description box. Remember when we used to call it just the description box as YouTubers, and now it's, I don't know, the extra info section? Just check there if you're ever wondering about a link to a product, related videos that I've mentioned. See that? That's nice. Okay, a nice little kind of warm brown haze. Then grab a flat brush. Oh, I meant to tell you guys, I used my Natasha Denona Biba palette, the full palette, over the weekend, and I am so impressed with the way her shadows last on the eyes. Like, that look, even though I did a ton of things on Sunday, that look ended the day looking exactly as it started. I mean, is anybody else fascinated by the wear time of her shadows? Has anyone else experienced that? I'm really impressed. All right, we're just patting that on there. This is looking pretty as is. And if we popped on powder shadow, guys, this is what it looks like. It would work, you know, it's kind of a golden metallic shimmer, beautiful. But we are going to, my brush just broke. Hello, twist it on. Seems solid now. Good handiwork, Em. Now, this on the lid, Shadow Silk, what's the color? It says up to 16-hour wear on a clear sticker, something beige. So liquid eyeshadow. This does seem to wear a really long time. I've been playing with this. So a little streak of it. It's not like wild in terms of sparkle. It's more just metallic, you know? And so I put it on with the thing, and then I dab around with my finger to kind of remove any excess. And it is lightweight and fairly thin. Just a couple little dots there. This shade is really pretty. It has kind of a pearlescent quality to it. And it does set, so it's not gonna stay like goopy or giving you the feeling like it's transferring off in any way. See, I like that. Even if you had nothing in the crease, like that alone could be just kind of fun, right? All over the lid. I think I got it blended well enough. It's just different to work with something like that than a powder. Next thing, I didn't really pull for a liner, but I do have a new mascara, and it's the Falsies Surreal Lash. I found this at Target. The packaging is so like, draws me in immediately. Love that lavender. Just like these sticks, which by the way, thank you to those of you who told me, it's not Amy Cole, it's Ami Collet on those. I should have done my research and looked that up. I had a feeling as I was saying Amy Cole every time, it's probably not that. I'll get it right from here on out. But yeah, I've used this mascara for a couple of days. It's been okay so far. We'll see how it builds today. Just getting the lashes all curled. Brush looks like a traditional but really thick brush. It kind of reminds me of L'Oreal Voluminous's brush. And I got the Blackest Black shade, I believe. Got a great curl on these lashes today. So far, the effect of this has reminded me a little bit of maybe a more defining take on L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Not that that one's ever been like terribly clumpy on me, but I just feel like the lashes really like each one kind of stays standing out with this. Ooh, this may be my best application yet. And if you're like, oh, I need a little more product, use the tip. The tip carries a little extra for you, and then rake it through. I will not be putting this on the lower lashes simply because, you know, we haven't built up that level of trust yet. But look at that. And sometimes when you go without liner, I've said this a lot, but your lashes just will stand out more because they're visible from root to tip instead of having this black line that can give the illusion of some thickness, but yet as far as the length of the lashes, it doesn't necessarily support that as much. But when just the lash is there, it's very pretty. She's saying, all right, 2-3 coats, that'll be enough. Nice thickness. I'll admit I haven't paid close attention to the curl holding on this yet, so today will be the day to do that. Rather than just using what was new, maybe I should have really stopped and thought, what is light on the lashes, you know? Especially for those of us who need something that's not going to drop the curl. I think this one feels pretty lightweight. It doesn't load on too much at a time. What's it called? The Falsies Surreal. It seems like this mascara is drying fairly fast, which usually bodes well for curl holding. I'm just trying to reinforce it a little bit here. And then I'm going to break the rules and pull in a little Cali Ray come hell or high water. And then what is a nice lightweight lip color? A couple things came to mind. On the shiny end, I was thinking of this formula from L'Oreal. I think it's called Balm in Lipstick or something, the Glow Paradise. I really like those. They have a great nude called Beige Eden in that range. But I thought I wanted kind of a pop of color with this sort of muted face. And I've always felt like the Superstay Matte Ink crayons had kind of a thinness going across the lips. Almost like as you apply them, they're melting down a little bit. I talked about another product recently that had that quality too from Laura Mercier. These little lipsticks here, they just thin out and are still 100% full pigment beautiful. From the drugstore, I mean, these are amazing. And I pulled the shade called Chase Dreams. Kind of a berry. I thought it might be fun. I always like the pairing of a berry with a bronzy kind of eye. And the shape and size of these sticks is always ideal because you're getting that definition like a lip liner would give you, but you're able to fill in rather quickly like a lipstick. Thin, lightweight, and practical. It's gonna last all day. If you're not familiar with these, they set and they stay. Now, if you want your freshest look and you've eaten, you know, fettuccine alfredo for lunch and a salad with oily dressing and you're starting to see some fade, you know, that's not unusual. Feel free to touch it up, but also because it was so thin and lightweight, it doesn't quite feel like that different layer completely on your lips like some liquid lipsticks give the feel of. This is very easy. It feels like you're just touching up with a lipstick if you go over a certain area again. It's not like, oh, I've got this whole thickness on the lips that I'm gonna have to completely remove and start over from. No, it's not like that. So this is my look today, you guys. I really like it. I think things are fresh, radiant. I don't feel like I've got much makeup on my skin, yet we did go through all the steps to give you plenty of ideas. Under eyes feel set, like not sticky, but yet they don't look like much is there at all. That was a great product combo, I think. The layering of the Super Serum foundation, the Bear With Me concealer serum, and then that very light Chilling Wonder powder from Hard Candy. It just really did the job without looking like much at all. If you're looking to lighten things up for spring and summer, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your suggestions in the comments. I would love to know your video requests. I feel like I am kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel right now for ideas for some reason. It's sort of a busy time of year, and sometimes when my mind gets more occupied with all these other activities and events and things that are going on, I feel like the video ideas aren't quite as free-flowing, you know? So if you got anything you want to see, let me know. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you all again very soon. I love you. Bye.